see, like you said, they had to go back to all the OGs because they can't, nobody cares about the new ones. I mean, and I want to
But you got to learn. But I agree. That's how we got to the RHONY reboot. They tried to say we're going to get rid of Ebony and Leah and who? Ramona. So now we're going to have Luann and Sonia with the newbies. That doesn't make sense. And I think they tried. I don't think they just scrapped it. I think they really tried to keep some and figure out what that would look like. And they're like,
oh, you do?
Before they got to the reboot, I do. I think they tried. I think New Jersey tried. This is my opinion. I think New Jersey tried to fire people too this season. I think they tried. I think they said, take Melissa's name off. What does that look like? Take Melissa and Margaret's name off. What does that look like? And nothing looked perfect. And they're like, because of that, everybody can come back. Let's just see what happens. That's my opinion. I think the same thing with New York. I think they tried to salvage. I'm still convinced that Ramona and Luann were the two that were going to be kept, and they were trying to replace Sonia, Ebony, and Leah. I will die on the sword for that, but that didn't happen. Okay, so I just, I think they try. So I don't know, but Atlanta needs something. But look, what do I know, Sarah?
A lot.
You want Brielle? Brielle brings a lot. Yeah, sure. I just think Kim is like, what you have to have a lot more than just a bankruptcy story and a divorce. I mean, I guess that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Kim would need a lot, right? Is she reconciled with the parents? What happened to the chef there, Tracy? And Tracy is just quiet as can be. I mean, Tracy must know where all the bodies are buried, but she ain't rolled on them one iota.
She's sticking with them, girl.
She's sticking with, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know. You're right. And maybe, I mean, maybe Kim's too much of a pain in the ass. They don't want her back. I don't know. You don't know, but
I don't think she's so easy to work with, and she'd have to come at a regular price. And I don't know. What do I know? I mean, it's just what makes sense isn't the real situation. I don't know. I don't think it's, but who knows? They have to do something. That's all I know. I mean,
they do.
I think they are. I mean, we kind of said this last season, and then we had the same cast be brought back. So I would hope that this time they listen. What else did you want to talk about?
Well, last story, because then we have to love.
We have to go.
I've got to love you and leave you. But this below deck nonsense. I mean, where are we going with this? Now, I have not been a big fan of below deck for a hot second. I don't know. To me, people love below deck. They get very into it. To me, it's so formulaic. It's the same old crap. Let's bring on a rich person. Maybe it's a rich person we know. They're going to be snooty at some point. The crew is going to get hammered. They're going to fuck it up. They're going to hit a dock. Wah, wah, wah. And then everybody's going to get their tip at the end anyway, or one person gets docked, whatever. I'm not a fan, but apparently Below Deck is the biggest show on Bravo. Now, Gary King.
It's Melissa Rivers' favorite show when we do our monthly crossovers. Below Deck is part of our chat every time. I give her a list of topics. We go over that, and she revises it and gives her, it's a partnership here. And I'm like, Kyle and Mauricio and Vanderpump. And she's like, okay, and where's your Below Deck? Lately, I've been like, hey, Melissa, I'm awake. I have some Below Deck topics to talk about here. In light of what happened with Luke and Laura on this season of Down Under, now this is all arisen about Gary from Sailing Yacht, that, this woman, producer, I think or makeup and hair, she was in his room and, he was drunk, and then he answered the door, I guess, just in boxers, and said, don't leave. And she told people, I mean, look, here we go. Let's not forget, Bethany's reality reckoning is not just for the talent. It's for makeup and hair and crew and cameraman. And I mean, so here we go. Second infraction on Below Deck, or third, I should say, within how many days and weeks. And I mean, I just wonder what the process is when Bethany sees a story like this. Garagos, Mark, Friedman, Brian, do they reach out? Are these people being reached out to? Look, are we going to have a reality reckoning? Yeah.
Gary King had nothing to do with the Luke and Laura allegations, correct? Gary's like a whole separate thing. Okay.
Sailing Yacht, baby.
And Gary's an alleged, he was drunk and with another cast member, wanted her to come in the room and wanted her to get naked, sleep in his bed, all this stuff. So, okay.
So that was like Gary had hair and makeup in the real world.
Thank you.
He got, they keep them in the rooms when they're not doing the confessionals. And so they were filming like the confessionals, and yeah, he apparently told this hair and makeup person, like, don't leave the room. And he was drunk. And she was like, I want to leave. I mean, it didn't seem like he stood in front, but I mean, he came up behind her. I mean, regardless, she felt this way. So, I mean, it's valid. I don't know. This isn't, I mean, so now what? Gary's still on the show. So now what? I'd like to know what happens now. He's on the show. Are we going to investigate this and deem him not fireable because he's kind of a main part of that show? I mean, is this another selective, like, we let this one go and that one go, but we need Gary? We're not going to, I mean, I don't know. I'm very interested though. I'll be honest with you.
Question.
I'm very interested to see what happens, but it's not good, right?
Not great. No, I wouldn't think. I would not think.
It's serious. And, before we go, we also have PK's new show over in.
Now we know why he's BFFs with Mauricio. They're both in real estate, sweetie. So PK in the UK, I actually, to be honest with you, did not read this story. So I'm hoping you have the details. PK is now going to have his own version of like a Selling Beverly Hills show, correct? It's kind of like, is it called Selling London? And is it being co-produced by Mauricio?
We have heard about this. I don't know what it's called. It's not called Selling London. It's called Selling something. We have heard about this forever. Here it is, PK. Well, everyone who says, Rachel talked about him spending the $250 on the bottle service and $1 million, and then that went viral. For all the people that don't know where he gets his money, I guess maybe this is some money in his pocket from this TV show. I don't know, but yeah.
I love PK. He looked great when we saw him at Homeless Not Toothless. And I'm sorry, but he's a really good time. And
I don't mind him. I actually don't mind PK. I like PK. I do. I like him. I like Dorit.
She says he's an awfully good time and
nice guy, she said.
Very nice guy. And it sounds, I mean, I bet, look, I love her story because I mean, I'm sure this dude does put down like $200,000 for bottle service. Like he seems like that.
Well, that is just a waste of money, people. It's what a waste of money.
But you don't like drinking good alcohol?
Sure I do. I think $10,000 for a night is ridiculous. $250 for a night, buy the whole place a bottle.
Oh God, I wish I was there. How come I never go to nightclubs like that? I go to
honestly, I would rather take the $250 and go from Louis to Gucci to Prada. That's my drug. So no, I'm not buying.
Don't send me a bottle of Dom Perignon. Fuck
nobody. Well, nobody has that. I mean, I don't know.
They're like, is Cristal still a thing? Like, are people still remember when like Cristal?
You wake up the next day and is it worth it? Yes, I do remember. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I mean. Sometimes it is, but it's always the pain is always brutal. Whether you're doing, I guess it is a little bit worse with the cheap crap, but it's a lot. Who's this guy roaming around your house? By the way,
I told you I have a house guest. I told you this. I have. This is my last
picture now. He seems like he's waiting for you to get done.
I mean, this is my last official house guest of the season. Then I'm on a mini tour. I'm literally away for 2.5 weeks throughout